This is TechCrunch. Small and medium businesses are getting more love from fintech these days, and one example of that is the fast growth of a startup out of Sweden. Mynt, which has built an AI-based platform for corporate cards and spend management catering to SMEs, has closed a round of 22 million euros, $23 million, after seeing its customer base grow to 12,000 SMEs from just 3,000 a year ago. Existing investor Vor Capital is leading the round, which also saw other previous backers, CNI and Incor, participating. Mynt has now raised around 50 million euros in total, and from what we understand, this funding puts its valuation in the region of 200 million euros, $210 million. Mynt got its start when two of its co-founders, Baltzar Salin and Johan Obermeier, were colleagues at Swedish telco Ericsson, where expenses were a complete pain to manage. They worked for one of the biggest companies in Europe, yet they knew that the situation was even worse for smaller businesses who are often overlooked when it comes to IT services from past experience of working in and with smaller businesses. I experienced this myself, how difficult it is to issue cards and do expense management. The pain points were really the driving force for Mynt, said Salin in an interview. When Mynt first started in 2018, there were very few options for SMEs in particular, he said. For us, it was more about being between the banks and accounting systems, providing a solution that solves that problem for SMEs. They paired up with Magnus Weideberg, a systems engineer who has worked for a variety of financial businesses, to start Mynt to address that gap. The company started first with businesses in the Nordics and now, with this round, is foraying into the UK and other European markets. Mynt today provides company cards with Visa as its primary partner. Salin said it considers American Express a competitor. It also provides spend management tools and automated integrations with major accounting apps. SME customers get a few ways to set up and automatically manage out-of-pocket expenses, automatic receipt matching, virtual cards, individual spend limits to better match spending to budgets, a mobile app to manage expenses on the go, and analytics tools to help customers better understand how budget is being used, Salin said. Interestingly, it also has an embedded finance play. Mynt has built an API that lets it integrate with third parties, powering card issuing services for enterprise resource planning businesses, banks, and fleet and fuel providers. The other important point, said Salin, is that Mynt focused its efforts on its region alone, initially because the Nordic ecosystem is different when it comes to accounting and payment rails. The company's products are designed for companies with 2 to 500 employees, and its average customer size is currently at 50 users. Mynt is facing some large competitors both in its own region and beyond. Pleo, based in Denmark, has made a mark in expense management, also targeting SMEs. It was last valued at $4.7 billion when it raised $200 million in 2021. It's not clear how that valuation has changed since then, as the last money the company took in was $42 million in debt earlier this year for its credit products. Fortnox also builds expense management and other financial tools for SMEs and is publicly traded. It also has a valuation in the range of $4 billion, but it's actually a partner. Mynt powers the company's corporate card services. In the U.S., there are many companies chasing the SME opportunity, including Finally, raised $200 million in debt and equity in September 2024, and Burse, potentially IPO-bound Brex and Ramp, raised $150 million in April 2024. Big numbers do not always mean hockey sticks, however. Brex earlier this year went through significant management changes and layoffs/restructuring after a period of growing too fast. Mynt might be facing a number of competitors, but there may be room for more than a few companies in this space. Expense management remains one of the big pain points in the world of work. Accounts departments spend a lot of time trying to make sure spending is itemized correctly and is authorized, but employees are not accountants and will sometimes get these things wrong. The SME sector has had added challenges. Accounting departments are smaller and in some cases might even be non-existent. That creates an opening for solutions that automate time-consuming work like expense administration. There are just over 26 million SMBs in the European Union alone, making up about 99% of all businesses, meaning the 12,000 SMBs that Mynt currently has make for a very small portion of the market. A report last year published by Payments spelled it out. Only around 1/4 of SMBs use corporate cards in the U.S., one of the more advanced markets. meaning this is a largely untapped market.